Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are at week 5 of our NFL Power Rankings. Holy shit, I can't believe it's week 5 already, but we're at week 5. So now we finally have Power Rankings, plus also teams are getting the bye week, but we'll talk about that more about tomorrow too when we get out tomorrow's video and predictions. So let's hop into this video. So since I've been doing Power Rankings for a long time, since April. I don't know why I have the Saints last place in April too. I don't get that. But it doesn't matter. Today there was a new last place team. You probably guessed what it is. The Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are actually the worst team in football. Holy shit. They got shut out by the Houston Texans. How the fuck do you get shut out by the Houston Texans? The Texans are not good either. And they lost. But they got shut out. They didn't do anything. They suck. The Titans suck this year. The only good player on this team is Cam Ward. You gotta get rid of Brian Callahan. You gotta get rid of him. Overall, this team's fucked. Unless they gotta get some big name pieces. I know it's the start of a rebuild, but this team's just coming off of 2024. But a lot of people are overrated Cam Ward because here's the thing. I guess the Titans squad was probably better last year because for whatever reason I researched that Cam Ward has worse stats than Will Levis. So is Cam Ward actually good? Is Cam Ward actually bad? Is Will Levis actually good? Or the Titans are just worse than last year, which I think that is true. And Brian Callahan probably got worse at his job. At number 31, we got the Saints. Okay, so the Saints are 0-4. They challenged Buffalo, so that's something. The Saints looked pretty good. They almost beat the Bills. They should have beat the Bills, but they didn't. That was stupid. But the game was close. The Saints been competitive all year since, other than the Seahawks game. But other than the Seahawks game, the Saints, they have been performing pretty well. So yeah, I guess I'll give them that 31 spot. They're no longer last place. Good job, Saints. Good job. Okay, that was shitty. I was trying to clap. I don't know if you hold that in the background or not. Anyways, then at number 30, we got the New York Jets. Another 0-4 team. They almost beat the Dolphins, but we beat the Jets regardless. It felt good. It felt good to finally have a win. But yeah, the Jets, they're at number 30. They're 0-4. And now we're done with the 0-4 teams. Of course, they're all at the last place. So yeah, the Jets, they're at number 30. At number 29, we got the Browns. The Browns, they beat the Packers. They get blown out by the Lions. And I like the last week I had the Browns at like in the mid-20s. I'm going to put them late 20s. Like high 20s now because it's because they got blown out by the Lions. The Detroit Lions. And I know the Lions are very good, but like I don't know. I'm going to put the Browns at 28 because though it's 29 because though it's a few other teams that performed pretty well. No, actually not really. At number 28 we got the Raiders. The Raiders are actually bad. Maybe I was a little overhyped with them a little bit. Yeah, I was a little overhyping the Raiders. But one benefit from the Raiders is that Ashton Genty's having a breakout game. So that was good. But they still lost to the Chicago Bears by a point due to a blocked field goal. Yeah, Bears blocked a Raiders field goal. Yeah, the Raiders suck. Geno Smith sucks. I'm just going to say that. Geno Smith is not good at all. He is not. He has looked terrible out there. Oh, fuck me. Geno Smith, terrible. At number 27, we got the Miami Dolphins. We beat the Jets. Yay! Some downsides. Last Tyreek Hill for the whole season, and probably the West, and it's probably done for Tyreek in Miami, and maybe Tyreek Hill's career in a whole. And this was a one-score game, which is not good if we get a one-score game with a team that got that's 0-4. But so regardless, a win is a win. I'm proud of this team, but we're gonna face on an actual competition in the Carolina Panthers, who I have at number 26. If the Dolphins beat the Carolina Panthers, don't be surprised if we move up a little bit more in the power rankings. Well, last week we're like 29 or 30. I don't know. I think we're 30 or something. Now we're moving up. Slowly but surely. Actually, now I think about it, because the Panthers lost. They got blown up by the Patriots. I'm just going to move the Dolphins up again. Because, again, Dolphins will be the only team that won, and that would not make sense. So, the the Carolina Panthers got blown out by the New England Patriots. How the fuck do you get blown out by the Patriots? Out of all teams, you decided to get blown out by the Patriots. Yeah, you shut out the Falcons, which I had you all the way up in the high 20s, and I'm putting you in the low 20s. That doesn't make sense at all. I'm putting you in the low 20s. I don't know. I'm pulling you up a little bit higher on the power rankings, and now I have to put you low again. So, yeah, the Panthers, they clearly are inconsistent, but the Dolphins, they'll probably beat the Panthers. That's why I have them at number 26. At number 25, we got the New York Giants. The Giants, they beat the Chargers in an upset. Now that shoots them up in the power rankings, but it's not going to shoot them that much. Maybe next week, when they beat the Saints, they might go a little bit higher. Jackson Dart looks good. But the only thing, though, that's why don't have the Giants that high is Malik Nabels, another star wide receiver that got injured. Got set for the rest of the season to an ACL injury. At least Malik Nabels can come back from that. Hopefully it'll be the same. But Tyreek Hill, again, he might be done. So, either way, though, the Giants still go at number 25. At number 24, we got the Houston Texans. That win versus the Titans, but I don't know. Man, that was not impressive at all. But at least they're not, fully injured. The defense is good. The offense, it clicked a bit in the fourth quarter, but I still think the Texans' offense is bottom. It's a bottom-tier offense. The Texans are not the greatest team, but they're a fine team. But I highly doubt they're going to be even better, so they'll face on the Ravens, which is going to be an interesting conversation I'm going to talk about soon, coming up in this video. At number 23, we got the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are slowly but surely moving down this list. By the time the Joe Burrow gets back, I think the Bengals are going to be in the 30s, most likely. The Bengals, they suck. They got blown out by the Broncos. They get blown out by the Vikings. They look bad without Joe Burrow. They actually look worse than the Dolphins without Tua. The Bengals are actually, bad. And the reason why I don't have them in the bottom is because they have 2 wins. Which, yeah, I'm basing this power rankings off of record and how they're performing, I guess. Though it's going to be some instances that, different records and stuff like that. But at the same time, these 1-3 teams, they don't impress me either, except for the Dolphins and the Giants. But I don't know, man. I think for now the Bengals are going to be at number 23, but just see them get lower and lower on the list. They suck. The Bengals are a shitty NFL team. At number 24, number 22, we got the New England Patriots. The Patriots just move up on this list a lot due to they beat the Panthers somehow in a blowout. So I have to give them a little bit of credit for that, but they still suck. Okay, the Panthers are just inconsistent. They can't do shit. So overall, the Panthers still suck. So I don't know why everyone's glazing the Patriots. They suck. And basically, the Patriots, they tie, they're 2-2. They beat the fucking Panthers 42. So by 42 points, it's pretty crazy. So yeah, let's see how the Patriots perform versus the Bills. They face on Buffalo, which is it's gonna be an interesting game. If they beat the Bills, I'm showing the Bills, and the Patriots are probably gonna move up a lot more on this list. But if they lose to the Bills, they're probably gonna move down. Or maybe if somehow all these teams suck, then maybe they stay. But I highly doubt it. At number 21, we got the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys, they tied with the Packers. First tie of me making content. Since making NFL content last year. Well, this year was my first actual. Last year was just a fuck around. I was mostly active on TikTok last year. Anyways, it's not my life story. This is not my fucking life story. This is the Dallas Cowboys. They tied. I haven't seen a tie since 2022 versus the Commanders and Giants. That was the last time we saw a tie. Here's the thing, though. Maybe I should move them up a little bit more. Maybe I should. Should I? Okay, well, let's see who's next in the list. But the Cowboys, they put up 40 points. The defense also gives up 40 points. I feel like the Dallas Cowboys are the next Bengals. The whole line's fine. I guess I'll give them that. But the defense, worst defense in the league. But the offense is good. The offense is very good. So that's crazy. George Pickens had a crazy game, but still tied. Yeah. Okay. At number 20, we got the Baltimore Ravens now. This is going to be a little interesting to talk about the Ravens here, and I'm moving them down. They're 1-3. They get blown up by the Chiefs. And you know how it's happening, how the Baltimore Ravens are the next Cincinnati Bengals of 2024? Yeah, they might lose Lamar Jackson for 1 to 3 weeks. We don't know. We don't know if his hamstring's actually bad. We don't know anything at the moment. They haven't said anything. It's either he faked it, or he's actually, like, his hamstring actually hurts, and then we're going to see, like, he's going to be out for 1 or 3 weeks. He might be the Cowboy. Maybe the Ravens are the next Cowboys of 2024. Maybe their quarterback's out for the rest of the year. They got Cooper Rush and John Harbaugh gets fired. I would love to have John Harbaugh as my coach, as the Dolphins head coach. Please, anyone other than McDaniel. That's what sucks about the Dolphins win. McDaniel's still on the team. Not worrying about McDaniel though. Yeah, the Ravens, they got blown up by the Chiefs. Yeah, I'm just saying the Ravens might be cooked this year, and I thought they would have been top tier contender. I defended them with the Bills lost and the Lions lost, but with the Chiefs lost, I have there's no excuses. You guys have the worst defense in the league, like one of them. So, yeah, it's crazy that we're supposed to have them as a top 5 defense, but apparently not. At number 19, we got the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings, they dropped down a lot, and we just noticed something. Carson Wentz, this is going to go with, it's either that the Vikings are frauds and they can only beat the good team, beat the bad teams, or that Carson Wentz might actually not be the greatest. We don't know that. I don't know how Carson Wentz is. I only saw 2 games from him. J.J. McCarthy looks pretty bad. So that's one thing. But yeah, the Vikings, they're at number 19. They're not like the greatest team, but they're fine, I guess. They're 2-2 now. They lost to the Steelers. And yeah, overall, the Vikings are not super good. But let's see in the future. At number 19, we got the Chicago Bears. The Bears, they beat the Raiders by a point. That's something. Okay, that's something. Yeah, basically that's it. They beat the Raiders, but the Bears have been cooking since the Cowboys lost, so that's something. Yeah, overall, I'll give the Bills the credit. They're gonna be a fine team. At number 17 or 18, we got the Washington Commanders. No, when is 17? So when is Jaden Daniels actually coming back? No, seriously, when's Jaden Daniels coming back? Because they made a 1-score game versus the Falcons, so I'll give them a little credit for that. But other than that, they looked terrible. They actually looked good. Without Terry McLaurin, the Commanders are bad. Same with Jaden Daniels too. Without those two, Commanders are bad. The Commanders are not the greatest. Hopefully, Jaden Daniels come back. They haven't said anything yet, because that'd be nice for him to come back. Commanders can start cooking, but they do have a difficult schedule this year. I highly doubt they'll make the playoffs or not. Let's see though. At number 16, we got the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals, they beat they lost to the Seahawks by 3 points, but they were getting blown out. Trey McBride, James Conner's out. We all know that. Marvin Harrison Jr. sucks. Okay, he's not good, except for the fourth quarter. But if you look at the box score, a casual fan that never watched the game, you look at the box score, it's like, ooh, Marvin Harrison Jr., he looks pretty good. He's not good at all, man. If you actually watch the game, he was terrible. It's the reason why Kylo threw 2 picks, maybe one of the 2 picks. Other than that, though, the Cardinals, they didn't look excellent, but I'm going to put them at that 16 range, so yeah. At number 15, we got the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons, they managed to get... They managed to get shut out to the Panthers, and they can beat the Commandos. How the fuck does that make sense? Like, I don't know how it makes sense. Alright, anyways, at number 14, we got the Denver Broncos. The Broncos, they beat the living shit out of the Bengals, knowing that the Bengals are a shitty team. They're 2-2 right now. Bo Nix looks pretty fine. He looks fine out there. Overall, the Broncos team is pretty good. They might be starting getting a lot of wins because their schedule's going to be easy after they face on the Eagles. Other than that, yeah, Broncos will deserve to be at 14. At number 13, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, they beat the Ravens, and they looked amazing and ass whooping, meaning that the Chiefs are back. Okay, I know I had them at like 20 or something last time, but yeah, no, they're 100% just cooking now. They're just going to be cooking. Overall, yeah, the Chiefs are well deserved number 13 team. At number 12, we got the San Francisco 49ers. Now, they moved up when they lost. But, honestly, I had the power rankings, too, because they didn't have Brock Purdy. But they had Brock Purdy. That kind of moved them up a little bit. When they lost to Jacksonville. So, they're going to move down. But the reason why they moved up, because Brock Purdy's back. But I feel like Brock Purdy's an overrated system quarterback at this point. But let's see. He did look good. But maybe he'll start looking better soon. At number 11, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're somehow 3-1. Okay. So Jacksonville, something's going up with Jacksonville. Jacksonville's looking good. They'll be in good teams. So I wonder how that's gonna go. Somehow, yeah, Liam Cohen is like legitimately fixing this Jaguars offense. And yeah. And at number 10, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. They lost to they almost lost to the Minnesota Vikings. But we all knew they were going to beat the Vikings. So, they were going to take that number 10 spot. They're 3-1. They're slowly moving up to the power rankings. Aaron Rodgers looked good. The team is looking good. The offense is a little questionable, but overall the team is good. At number 9, we got the Green Bay Packers. Fuck you, Packers. Mainly, fuck the Packers defense. Now, this is more of a hate on the Packers. Like, they give 40 points to the Cowboys. That's good for them. They gift up. Okay, let me remind you how much they gift up. They gift up 40. And you know what's the equivalent of that in fantasy football? That's right. -5 points. And you know what I need those 5 points for? To win my fucking game. I was down. I lost by 2 fucking points. 2 fucking points. I would have won if the Packers did not give up 40 points and give up -5 points on fantasy. This is just a hatred on the Packers right now. Fuck you, Green Bay. I can't believe I started your fucking defense. I got fucking scammed or something. So if you're a Packers fan, see yourself at number 9. I'm sorry. I get it. You're tied with the Cowboys. You looked fine. But fucking fantasy football. So honestly, if I put a little more context on the Packers, they fucked me this weekend. Alright, moving on. At number 8, we got the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts, they lost to the Rams, but we all knew the Colts are going to lose to the Rams. Like, the Colts are going to be like that team that just, like, they're going to be like the Cowboys of 23. They just can't beat the good teams. Especially, like, away. They can't do anything. Like, they're going to be mid as hell. Like, they're not going to look good. Compared to, other teams, yeah, the Colts, they're still contenders. They're still a pretty good team. 3-1, they're going to soon be 4-1 when they face on the Raiders. Okay, I just, spoiled a little bit. At number 7, got the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks, they look good. The Seahawks look good right now. 3-1. Since week 1, they actually looked very well. Sam Darnold's thriving in this Seattle system. And yeah, the Seahawks look good. Everyone looks good right now, and I'm happy for the Seahawks. And yeah, at number 6, got the Chargers. They lost to the Giants, and maybe I'm being a little too nice to them. And maybe I should move them down, should I? But like, I can't see the Seahawks being at 6. And fuck the Packers. They gave up -5 points in my fantasy, and I lost. I'm 0-4, by the way. And I could have been 1-3. I was making a comeback. Fuck you, Green Bay. Anyways. So yeah, the Chargers are at number 6. They looked fine. So, no, they didn't look fine. They look terrible. What the fuck am I yapping about? Justin Herbert looks bad. He's getting exposed. Everyone's getting exposed. They lost to the Giants, and again, but the Chargers are still pretty low. At number 5, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, they played it close with the Eagles. They was getting a blowout, but then they got close at the end. So that's something. But the Buccaneers, they still look good. Baker Mayfield's MVP. He is good. Overall, Tampa is a contender, and they'll still be rivaling the Eagles in the NFL. Well, not the Eagles, because there's a couple other NFC teams that are better than the Bucs. But overall, the Buccaneers, they look very good right now. They look very good. At number 4, we got the Los Angeles Rams. They beat the Green Bay Packers, and they start off 3-1. It's the first time since 2021. Is that a potential Super Bowl? Who knows? Who knows? Matthew Stafford's getting old. Maybe he's trying to get his second wing before he retires. Potentially. But yeah. So yeah, the Rams still at number 4. They look good versus the Colts. And yeah, and then at number 3, we got the Detroit Lions. The Lions, they beat the living shit out of the Browns, and the Lions, again, they're just like the Seahawks. They've been looking excellent since week 1. Okay, week 2 they dominated the Bills. Week 3 they beat the Ravens in the shootout, and then now they beat the Browns. And at number 2 we got the Buffalo Bills. Okay, so you're all probably questioning, what the fuck I have the Bills at 2 still. Let me remind you that they're 4-0 somehow. Somehow they're 4-0. If they're like 3-1 or 2-2, they'll be way lower on my list. But like they're 4-0, and how this power rankings work is also with records. So yeah, but honestly, if I'm being honest with you though, the Lions, the Rams, the Buccaneers, maybe the Chargers, the Seahawks, the Colts, fuck you Packers, the Steelers, the Jaguars, not the 49ers, the Chiefs, all played better than Buffalo, but because they have that 4-0 record, I have to put them at number 2. And at number 1, okay. I feel like number 1's never going to change. It's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. I know, last place finally got changed to the Titans. Now, how long will the Eagles stay number 1? We had the Eagles at number 1 for a long time, and they were just sitting there at number 1. So yeah, let's look at the power rankings. And yeah. So yeah, this is gonna wrap up our video. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.